Hey everybody, it's me Chris. I'm back over here in the kitchen, and today I'm going to show you how to make some homemade chocolates with some fruit and nuts in them that are really spectacular. Holidays are coming up, so people are making their cookie platters and getting some homemade gift ideas. This is a great one. I first saw this done by the great chef Jacques Pepin. If you don't know who Jacques Pepin is, you need to Google him and follow him on social media and learn about him. The man is unbelievable. He's really an American treasure. You should check it out. I could watch his shows all day, but I saw him do this and I've been doing it ever since. We absolutely love it. You also probably saying, if you're familiar with my videos, he's making candy, but Jack isn't there. Well, Jack's allergic to nuts, so nuts and tree nuts. So I have to do this one solo without my buddy. But let me show you what I got. So, you know, the great thing about this is you can really choose some premium quality ingredients. So I have here some very high quality nuts. I have some salted peanuts, salted pistachios. These are cashews. They don't have salt. They're just plain cashews. Dried cranberries, raisins. And then for my chocolate, I love to use this Trader Joe's Belgian chocolate. It's $5 and you get just over a pound. And it is absolutely phenomenal in terms of the quality. So that's what I use for my homemade chocolates. For the molds, you could use any kind of molds. Get these candy molds in the craft store. Today I'm using these little paper cups. These are holiday themed. I got my pan here. It's already set up and ready to go. So yeah, let's get started. Let's make some candy. I'll show you how to do it. So I have this big piece of chocolate. I gotta break it up. So just to get it started, I'm using my meat tenderizer. Just using the flat side, not the side with the ridges. And I'm just gonna break it up best I can. All right, so I got these in smaller pieces. I'm just gonna put it into a bowl here, just like this. All right, so now I take these smaller pieces and just use my chef's knife, and I'm gonna just break it up into small pieces. Just take your time, and don't put your hands down on the board because you could get cut. The knife tends to slip off the chocolate. It don't have to be perfect. You just want to break it up, okay? All right, so once you get your chocolate cut up, I'm going to transfer it into, I have a Pyrex. This is a glass measuring cup here, a 2-cup. And I recommend you work in small batches, okay? Because this is, you know, if you're melting this on the stovetop, you could probably do a double boiler and do a lot at once. I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. I'm going to take about a cup of this and put it in the microwave. Initially, for the first heat up, I'm going to put it in for a minute, and then you need a good rubber spatula. I'm just going to stir it around, and then I'm going to put it back in the microwave. Do 20 seconds, 30 seconds at a time, and then keep stirring. Do a little by little, because if you leave it in there and it goes too long, the chocolate's going to scald, it's going to get burned, and it's going to be a big mess. So you want to just barely melt it at the end. And even if there's a couple of chunks in there at the end, just stir and see if it melts. Because if you overdo it, you're going to ruin it and you'll have to start all over again. So I'm just going to get this in the microwave for a minute and I'll show you what it looks like when it's properly melted. All right, so we're good. This only took a minute and 20 seconds. Just carefully melted. And you can see, I mean, look at this nice ribbon of chocolate there. And now what I'm going to do is just as careful as I can. I'm going to use my spatula to help me. And I'm just going to put like maybe 1/4 of an inch on the bottom of each one of these cups. Okay, maybe a little bit more. Maybe it's a 1/2 inch. But about 1/3 of the way full. Let's just call it that. I'm going to do each cup. I'm just going to do, you know, 6 or 8 at a time. And I'll show you what we do next. All right, I think this is good. So I got 12 out of that first batch. Now what I'm going to do is I'll start with the cashews, and you just come in here and just drop them in just like this. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to make sure that each cup gets a nice piece of cashew in there. Now I'll just drop in a couple pistachios. I'm going to drop in I'll do like a 1/2 peanut. These are large peanuts. I'll just do a 1/2 in each cup, just like this. Don't worry about where it falls. I'll show you how to fix it in a minute. And then for the fruit, on these I'm going to do I'll put a cranberry in each one. You could do raisins. You could do both if you have room. Completely up to you. It's whatever you prefer. All right, so once all your ingredients are in, whatever you decide to put in, I just use a chopstick. And all you really want to do is just make sure that at least half of each of these things is covered in some chocolate, right? So that it sets up properly. It doesn't have to be submerged, but you just want to kind of poke it down. And you could cover it if you want and work it a little bit, but you don't have to. Completely up to you. So I'm just going to make sure that these are all anchored. Just poke them down a little bit, and I'll do all 12 the same way, okay? All right, so these look good, and I ended up just basically covering them all. They look great. And at this point, now I have my pistachios and the peanuts I'm using have salt on them. But if you're using an unsalted cashew or something like that, what I usually do is take some sea salt and sprinkle it on top, and it's just a really nice touch. So that's how you do it. I'm going to melt some more chocolate and finish the rest of this tray, and then I'll show you what to do next. All right, so this tray is done. Now all I got to do is pop it in the fridge. You can leave it overnight or a couple hours till it sets up. If you're in a hurry, you can also put it in the freezer, but really just going to leave these in there until they solidify, and then I'll show you what they look like. All right, so my chocolate's set up. They're ready to go. I just put them on a nice serving plate here. And I just wanted to cut one in half and show you what it looks like. So you can see the middle. I got the cranberry there, and you can see the peanuts, the pistachios. I'm just going to try one. Really good. Really, really good. And you know what this reminds me of, if you've ever had the Cadbury version of the fruit and nut bars, but just way better because we're using the Belgian chocolate and really high quality ingredients in terms of the nuts that we use. So phenomenal way to make chocolates, and then you can switch it up and make it your own, but that's the basic way to do it. So holidays are coming up. It's a great thing to add to your gift platters, your cookie platters, as an edible gift. So hey, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you on the next one.